Will the market go up or down? Should you lock in or float? Find out this and more with Master of the Markets, hosted by Barry Habib of MBS Highway. Brought to you by United Wholesale Mortgage.
Is TRID slowing you down? Not if you're closing with UWM. While other lenders are struggling, we're closing most TRID loans in 15 days or less, thanks to easy-to-use tools like UClose and Ease, and direct communication from submission to close. Get United at UWM.com.
Welcome to Master of the Markets. I'm Barry Habib at MBS Highway. This is created exclusively for Mortgage News Network. Hey, it's Fed week, and whenever you have a Fed meeting coming up, always brings a lot of excitement and a lot of potential volatility to the market. Now, will the Fed hike rates? No. But the Fed may come out with something in their statement that could cause some turbulence in the marketplace. Specifically, the Fed has two mandates, employment and inflation. They want to see maximum employment, and boy, employment has been strong. We've seen good job gains, very low initial claims. Last week, a 5-month low at 259,000. And we've also seen an unemployment rate that's been pretty favorable, under 5%. Now, you can kind of take a deeper dive into this and saying what type of jobs are being created, and are there still too many people that are marginally attached to the workforce and a low labor force participation rate? Of course, I get that. But on the surface, the numbers from the Fed's perspective look pretty appealing and probably would say, hey, reason to trigger a rate hike. In addition to that, the Fed's inflation mandate has been one that they've been hiding under cover for, saying that inflation is just too low. Now, there's two different reports they look at. One is the CPI, Consumer Price Index. In my opinion, and we've talked about this, much more accurate. It takes into consideration housing expense, out-of-pocket medical costs, a much better read of inflation, and that's already above their 2% target at 2.2%. But the Fed kind of sweeps that under the rug a little bit, and they've been hiding behind the PCE, personal consumption expenditure. It's really been understating inflation because, as I said, it doesn't take into consideration housing or out-of-pocket medical. But even that report has doubled in the past few months, and now we're seeing 1.7%, pretty close to their 2% target, with the expectation that this number will continue to rise. And because of this, the Fed may start to now prep the markets for what may be a rate hike. In addition to that, now the stock market has recovered. The S&P is over 2,000. We see where the 10-year Treasury is, and perhaps now the Fed might feel more comfortable preparing the markets for a rate hike, and that might cause some volatility this week. As we know, when the Fed spooks the market as far as a rate hike goes, typically stocks don't like it and bonds do, so you might see an interesting response to that. Now, last week we got the European Central Bank, ECB, Mario Draghi, coming out and adding more quantitative easing and rate cuts, added $20 billion to the amount of quantitative easing that they're doing, but also cutting their benchmark rate, like our Fed funds rate, to zero. They cut it another 5 basis points. But also what they did is they took their rates on the savings rate more negative. In other words, it was already down 30 basis points. They took it to minus 40 basis points. So could you imagine putting your money somewhere and being charged like rent to hold your money? That's what negative interest rates do. And why do they do that? To try and spur people into lending it, investing it, spending it, because that would stimulate the economy and create a little bit of inflation. Seems like a drastic measure, but here's the thing. It's kind of been like pushing on a string, and what we're seeing is that these measures don't appear to be working. They don't appear to be working in Asia. They don't appear to be working in Europe. And maybe the Fed starting to take notice of this, so it could be very interesting this week. We'll also get a sprinkling in of some housing and inflation numbers coming up, so we'll keep you abreast of that and tell you if there's anything new there. But for now, watch the Fed meeting carefully. Not going to hike, but the statement could cause a lot of volatility. And if you want to follow this, certainly get on board with MBS Highway. Get a subscription. It will help you. It will help your customers. And what we really try and do is increase your batting average. You know, you're competing against so many other mortgage professionals out there. The words you choose and the impression that you make on your customers in that very initial phone conversation will be critical to determining your batting average and your success. Don't lose transactions. Get on board with MBS Highway. We'll script you every day so that you can beat your competitors, do more business, and make a lot more money. Talk to you next week. Bye-bye.
At UWM, our AEs receive over 500 hours of training each year to keep you current with the industry. We give you direct access to your own team of underwriters who return your calls in 3 hours or less. And we provide exclusive products and tools that give your business a competitive edge. In fact, everything we do at UWM is dedicated to championing your success, which is why more brokers choose UWM than any other lender. World-class service, exclusive products, groundbreaking tools, and you. Get united with us at UWM.com.
This is Mortgage News Network.